Hi everyone, welcome to Beauty by Rena. Thank you for clicking on this video and checking out my channel. I hope you stay tuned for more videos. Today, this video will be about defining your natural hair. And when I say defining your natural hair, I don't mean like literally like getting curl definition. I mean figuring out about your hair, like where it lies within these 4 categories that I will be talking about later. I felt like this was important for me to make as my first video because I know that there's a lot of people who don't really know why their hair does certain things, and they don't really know like how to figure out certain things about their hair. So I'm going to be talking about 4 things that I think that you would need to know about your hair before you follow along with my natural hair tutorials, because certain things that I may do just because of the specific way that my hair is, it may not work for you. In order for you to substitute different products and substitute certain methods, you would need to figure out where your hair lies within these 4 categories that I'm going to be bringing up. The first category that I'm going to be bringing up is curl pattern. Now, when I say curl pattern, I want you to delete the image out of your head about the chart, about the chart that is from 1A to 4C. That's not where I want you to figure out like where your hair lines. That chart, although it is good for a basis of figuring out about your hair, it doesn't really tell you everything that you may need to know about your hair. When I say curl pattern, I mean the way your hair is when you first wet it. So when you wet your hair, is your hair curly, coily, or kinky? Now, the 3 categories that I want you to think about when it comes to your hair is what I just said, basically curly, coily, or kinky. But to get more of an idea of what I'm talking about, you have to think about, is your hair C-shaped, is your hair S-shaped, or is your hair Z-shaped? Those are the 3 categories that most naturally curly girls fall into. Now, your hair can be tightly coiled within those 3 shapes, but you're going to most likely fall within one of the 3 shapes. So the reason why I say that you should throw out the idea about the hair chart that goes from 1A to 4C, because although it is a basis for like figuring out your natural hair, it leaves out so much. It's really vague. Like you can't figure out like what type of products, how much products to use, and how to moisturize your hair just from that chart. And that's what a lot of people are led to believe. It's also used as a sales gimmick for certain brands. They'll say that this product is specifically for this type of hair when it would not really fall for it would not really work for every hair texture within that curl pattern. If you go on YouTube and try to search up your hair type to find a video of what to do to your hair, say if I were to type in 3C hair wash and go tutorial, there's a chance that the person in that tutorial may have the same hair type as me, but it won't be the same exact hair that I have. So if I were to go and try to mimic what they're doing, my hair will come out a little different because it's more to your hair than just a curl type on a chart. Once you figure out your curl pattern, you'll figure out what products work best to give you the best curl definition. What products, when you put it on your hair, has your curls looking like nice and popping, and you know, you get good definition. You can really clearly see the curl type or the curl shapes that you have. Since you know your curl pattern, you're gonna have more realistic goals for where your hair can be taken. Don't try to wish to have what somebody else has if they have tighter curls or if they have different type of curls, because that's gonna create false hope for you and it really is gonna bring you down. I think you should learn to love your curl pattern and start working on how to love it, nurture it, and make it more, I guess you can say, moisturized and healthier, and then it'll thrive and then it'll be beautiful to your standards. Like, you don't have to aspire to have somebody else's curl shape. You can work with what you have, and it's beautiful either way, whether you have S curls, C curls, or Z curls. Because I see a lot of curly girls, they have unrealistic desires, I guess, or goals to have different curl types, when it's like it's not really going to happen. So you should just learn to love the hair that you have on your head. The next topic that I'm going to be talking about is strand size, and I think this is another important step to figuring out like your hair and what it's done. When I say strand size, I mean the width of your strand particle. You can have fine hair, medium hair, or coarse hair. Now for fine hair just means that you have thinner hair strands. Your hair strands have a smaller circumference. For fine hair girls, your hair tends to be more susceptible to damage, and it is really delicate. So you have to shy away from using too much heat products or using too much chemical products. If you use a lot of heat or use a lot of chemicals on your hair will be damaged easier and faster than other curls because it's so delicate and easily damaged. So I would say that if you have finer hairs, try to stray away from heat and try to stay away from relaxing and chemically dyeing your hair. Fine hair is also really prone to breakage, so tight ponytails and a lot of stress and tension on your hair will cause your hair to break off more easily than other hair types. Something that I suggest doing for fine hair types is taking a lot of protein. Not even just eating a lot of protein, but doing a lot of protein hair masks on your hair. What protein hair masks do is they repair bonds within your hair to make it stronger. So if you do more protein masks, your hair will be stronger and it'll withstand breakage and falling out as much. Also, try to stay away from heavy products. When I say heavy products, I mean products such as creams, heavy oils like olive oil, and butters. When you use products, try to look for products that are water-based and a little bit more runny than other products, because heavier products will weigh down your hair a lot. For medium hair is also prone to breakage and damage, but not as much as fine hair. They can take a little bit more stress and they can also take a little bit more product. So it's just in the middle between fine and coarse. For coarse hair, you have a wider circumference of your hair follicle. So this means that your hair is stronger, is less prone to damage and breakage, and it can withstand more so heat and chemical changes to it. But even if it can, I wouldn't suggest doing it too much, because regardless of your hair strand size, it can also get damaged when too much is added to it. So I wouldn't say your hair is Superman or Superwoman, but it can withstand a lot more than fine or medium hair can. It could also hold thicker products, heavier products such as creams, oils such as olive oils, and butters. The next category I want to talk about is hair density. Now when I say hair density, I mean how thick or thin your hair may be and the amount of strands of hair you have in your head. Now there are 3 categories of hair densities. There's thin hair, medium hair, and thick hair. Hair density, usually it gets really confusing at this point because hair density sort of seems similar to strand size when it is very different, and it can be very contradictory, and I'm going to get into that in a minute. So thin hair can be easily weighed down by products just as much as fine hair. It lacks a lot of volume, and it takes a lot more to get volume in thin hair just because you don't have a lot of hair strands on your head. Say if you have thin hair and you're looking for volume, try volumizing products. Also try using a pick or a diffuser, because those things honestly help give volumes where there's not volume. You can use volumizing shampoos and conditioners or leave-in conditioners, and you can also use mousse, because mousse is really known for giving volume to hair as well. Also try getting layers for more volume in your hair. Another tip that I have is using castor oil. Castor oil is a really well-known oil for helping promote hair growth in your hair. Now, a medium hair density. Having a medium hair density is just what it means. It's really in the middle between having thin or thick hair. You have just the right amount of hair, and you can use heavier or lightweight products in moderation, because of course it can still be weighed down, but it wouldn't be weighed down as much as thin hair would be weighed down. For thick hair, I would suggest using thicker products. Now this means that you have a lot of hair going on in your head. When your hair is wet and like flat, when your hair is like freshly wet, you still have a lot of volume in your hair, and you still have a lot of lift in your hair. So this means that you have a lot of strands in your hair, and you can go about things differently without having to try to get a lot of volume in your hair. Thicker hair can handle gel, creams, butter, and heavier oils, just simply because it's not easily weighed down by these products. Now for my last category, hair porosity. Now there are 3 types of hair porosity. There is low porosity, medium porosity, and high porosity. Hair porosity basically means trying to figure out the ability of your hair to absorb moisture. It also means trying to figure out how open the cuticles in your hair are. If you have low porosity, that means that your hair has a harder time accepting moisture. You should use more light liquid-based products so your hair can absorb it. Low porosity hair is also more susceptible to product buildup, just because the pores are so tightly closed that product cannot really easily get accepted into the pores of your hair. One thing to do to open up the pores of your hair more is using hot water. I know that some curly girls say that every girl should use hot water to open up their pores, but I don't think that's necessarily right. I think that it depends on your hair porosity. If you have low hair porosity, it's better for you to use steam to open up the pores of your hair because they're more tightly closed. But if you have high porosity, that means that your pores are already open. So opening it up more is just allowing more moisture to escape. So I would say steam would be just for low porosity hair. Medium porosity hair absorbs and releases moisture regularly. Medium porosity hair may not need as much moisturizing, but a little bit more than low porosity hair would. High porosity hair has really wide open pores, so that means that moisture escapes your pores way more easily. So in order to retain this moisture, you may need to layer your products to keep it in, but it just means that you need to have certain products and layer them in a way that the moisture is getting into your pores and staying there. One way to trap the moisture into your pores is by sealing your hair with oil after what you do, or even sealing it with gel. Now, high porosity hair may need more frequent moisturizing, so try using heavier oils and heavier products. Now, like I was saying earlier, for high porosity hair, your pores are already open, so you do not need to steam your hair at all. What you should do is use cold water after you've done washing your hair to seal your pores, or after you're done setting and styling your hair, use cold water to seal your pores. Now, your hair porosity can change if you are damaging and applying too much heat to your hair. Using chemical products and a lot of heat can cause your pores to be more open. Why do I say this? Because as I said in the beginning, when you use steam, it opens up your pores. That's like when you use a lot of heat, it opens up your pores, and your pores tend to be wide open, so the moisture leaves it really fast. Chemicals can also widen your pores as well, because using chemicals on your hair, let's say such as perm and dye, can open your pores as well, just because in order for those products to manipulate your hair to get it straight or to get it colored, they have to open up the pores so that it can easily manipulate it. So I would say shy away from, even if you're low porosity, I would just say shy away from using chemicals and a lot of heat in your hair. So now that you know all the categories that may define your hair, I want you to figure out where you lie within those categories. Me personally, I have an S-curl shape. I have fine hair strands, but I have a medium hair density. And my porosity is more so low medium because it does easily absorb products, but sometimes it sits on top of it. My hair takes 4 full hours to dry, so that just gave me an idea that like I have, I guess, lower porosity. But yeah, knowing that I have this type of hair, if you have this type of hair as well, then my tutorials may work perfectly for you. But I know that it's really rare to find somebody with your exact same hair type. So when watching my tutorials, just move around certain steps and just like substitute certain products, because the products that I use are specific to how my hair is, and they work for my hair, and they may not necessarily work for you. So I want you to figure out where you lie within these, get products that will help your hair prosper, and just focus on your hair type. Don't focus on anybody else's hair and how it is. Just figure out how your hair is. Learn to love it, learn to help it grow, learn to moisturize it, make it poppin' or whatever. Yeah, I'm really excited to jump into making tutorials for you guys, because I love doing little hair tutorials, and I love like sharing my little secrets with everybody, and I hope they'll be helpful to everybody. And yeah, so stay tuned. Any hair tutorials you need me to do, I plan on doing a wash and go, a nighttime routine, and a curl definition video. But if you have any other suggestions, anything that you would want to see from me, I'll definitely take any suggestions. Leave them down in the comments below. Like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for tuning in with Beauty by Rena. I hope I was helpful, and if not, please feel free to ask me any questions. Follow me on all my social media. And yeah, I hope you all have a lovely day, whatever time it is, wherever you are. Love you all. Bye.